all, my name is Comet and welcome to my cosmic corner of the internet where we discuss all things astrology. And today, Venus in Capricorn, what this indicates if you have this in your chart, your lover has this in your chart, your ex has this in your chart, your friend has this in your chart. Venus is the planet of beauty, of pleasure, of money, and of love. And unlocking this placement in astrology can provide a lot of insight, both for you and for the individuals in your life to understand them better. And Venus takes a very sophisticated approach when it is placed in the sign of Capricorn. So I'm so excited to dive in. Before I do, if at any moment you learn something new about this placement, you learn something new about yourself, you learn something new about your friend, if you wouldn't mind, just drop a like, comment something below, turn notifications on, subscribe. Only if I've earned that, of course. Let me know which Venus sign I should do next. This was a request, which I'm very grateful for. And without further ado, let's dive in. Venus in Capricorn. So let's break it down into all of the buckets that Venus rules to better understand this placement aesthetically, financially, and romantically. Everyone always wants to know about love, right? So let's start with love. Okay, so what to know about a Venus in Capricorn in love. This individual has high standards. They do not settle. They don't settle for themselves, and they will not settle for you either. You either need to rise to their expectations or GTFO, because Venus in Capricorn refuses to settle in love. This is a placement that will not accept bum behavior from the people that they date. And it's not necessarily always financially, like they need to only date people who are wealthy, although I've seen this placement manifest that way many, many times. But whatever their standards are, like Venus and Capricorns, their standards are they don't necessarily need a lot of money, but they need a lot of ambition. Or they aren't too keen on finances, but they're really, really into fashion and they want to feel like they can look good when they step out in the world with you. Capricorn is associated with status in the outside world. So if you're trying to seduce a Venus Capricorn, you've got to up your game, my friend. Venus in Capricorn is fine waiting. They will not settle. They refuse to settle. So if you're trying to seduce one, focus on your own life and how you can sort of magnetize them to you via the accomplishments that you're making, right? And this of course will depend on the individual. Whatever, your Venus Capricorn might be into, like meet them there. This is a sign that wants to be with a partner who is ambitious, who is striving to be the best in whichever domain. We tend to hear Capricorn and associate, okay, work, okay, money, but it's so much more. Like a Venus in Capricorn, if this is someone who really values art, will want to be with someone who sort of is always striving to make their art better, to make their creativity better, to make the aesthetics around them more enticing. Or a Venus in Capricorn who might be really into fitness will want to be with a partner who is pushing themselves, striving to be the best. Capricorn is the energy of working towards being towards the top. So they will not stand for complacent, lazy lover. So an aspect of you to kind of play up is your ambition of what you're working on, of how, you're sort of making your dreams a reality. Venus in Capricorn isn't swayed by talk. They want to see results. They want to see action. So they won't settle for you if you are settling for yourself, if that makes sense. So it's almost like when you date a Venus in Capricorn, you've got to up your entire life. This is not a relationship that's going to allow you to be complacent. This is the sort of energy that they want to build and they want to grow. So let's say, they're attracted to someone who is ambitious or successful in some domain. Of course, it's not always work or money. What would you expect when you're in a relationship with Venus and Capricorn? Well, Capricorn wants to build. They hate wasting time. They view relationships as investments and they want a positive return on their investment. So this isn't a placement where it's like if they're in a relationship with you, they just want to mess around. They want to feel like you guys are building towards something and they won't invest time with you if they don't see a future. Capricorn is always 20 steps ahead of all of us. And when you're in a relationship with the Capricorn, they will want to feel like it's moving towards something powerful, that you both are encouraging the other person to be your best self. Does this mean that Venus in Capricorn is always that way? No, it's really important, and I feel like this is an aspect of Capricorn that we don't often talk about, is that Capricorn, the associated tarot card in the deck with them is the devil. Capricorn is an earth sign. It's very, very sensual. So I'm not saying like if Capricorn's interested in you, it means they want to marry you and build this business with you and build with you. Yes, they want to do that with people they care about, but they also have a side of themselves that is very, very sensual, that can want to play around, play the field a little bit because it's an earth sign. It's very grounded. It's very rooted in the body. And they often, like I said, they don't settle. So I've seen sometimes with this placement is that they can just like hang out with people that they don't really see a future in while they're waiting for that person that really exceeds their standards and is someone that they want to build with. So just because of Venus in Capricorn, don't think automatically like marriage bells, things like that. If they sort of keep things light and casual, it's probably a good indication that they're not that into you, because when a Venus in Capricorn is into you, they want to build with you. They want to move forward. The goalposts of their relationship very, very clearly expressed, like, hey, I really want to live with you. I really want to have these experiences with you. What does the future look like? What are your goals? Where will we live? Like, they are a sign that's very future oriented. And when I say that, and while they're future oriented, they are patient. They're very patient. Like I say, they're trying to build a foundation, right? The Venus is answering to Saturn. So they will go step by step. They're very patient. They're willing to wait for the long haul. So oftentimes also Venus in Capricorn, because they have a love for their own goals and ambitions, they can put love and relationships on the back burner because they are like, okay, that's something that means a lot to me, but I know that for any relationships to succeed, it really needs to be on a firm foundation. So I'm going to focus on my goals and ambitions and then wait for that on the back burner until I'm ready. I can build something really, really strong with this union. So Venus in Capricorn is patient. They won't rush it, but they will make their intentions known and they will make their desires of what they want to build with you very clearly known. And if that's not something that's being told, they might not be that interested. Remember, Venus Capricorn is very, very high standards, right? And they really want to be with someone who will strive to make them their best self and someone who sort of boosts their status and their public persona. It's not materialistic, just Capricorn will be concerned with how things look in the outer world. And how Venus and Capricorn will show love to you once they're in a relationship is they'll be very, very grounded, very, very loyal lovers. Again, they want to build something. They're typically very, very gifted providers. They typically have such a high standard of excellence. They give very beautiful, exquisite gifts. They also love receiving exquisite, beautiful gifts. Venus in Capricorn does not settle, so they want the fine dining experience. They want the Chanel bag. They want the Brooks Brothers suit. They want life to be bougie and to be exquisite, right? Because that's what they strive for. They do not settle. They strive for what they perceive as the best. All in all, very loyal, very wonderful lover to have. And let's take it to the next bucket, aesthetically. And this kind of ties into the high standards that I was speaking of. A Venus in Capricorn will love things that they perceive as the best. They don't settle, right? And they want the best from themselves. They want the best from themselves financially. They want the best for themselves aesthetically. So this is not a sign that's going to be necessarily super content with like a Walmart bookshelf, right? They really appreciate excellence in all of its forms. So they're fine. They see the value in investing in a piece that'll last for years and years and years. The Venus ruler here is answering to Saturn, which is a planet of time. So for them, they would rather their money stretch out longer with, exquisite bookshelves or pieces of furniture. Like, they will wait to afford the best of the best. They do not settle. In terms of what they're sort of drawn to, they could be drawn to things that exhibit a high degree of craftsmanship, things that are very, very detailed, things that are very, very beautiful, and things that are very timeless. Venus in Capricorn isn't going to be swayed by trends and what's sort of hot right now. They want something that will be as relevant and as beautiful and as exquisitely made now as it will be in the future. This will also express itself through their fashion sense. They will wait to invest in pieces that will last the test of time and not succumb to fast fashion and trends. And Venus and Capricorn, they always look beautiful. Venus is beauty, right? So with Venus and Capricorn, they could put a lot of pressure on themselves, or you could put a lot of pressure on yourself to look the best, to wear the best thing, and to, be seen as the best of the best, which can be, hard to deal with, because in Capricorn, it's like there's this energy around never being settled. So even if, you learn how to make up or you learn how to wear this particular style, there could be this whisper of being like, okay, but next time, like, clean up your eyeshadow a little bit more, or like wear something a little bit more. Like, they're always striving to be better, and there can be a distaste for how things are now, like Capricorn is realistic to the point of pessimistic. So when it comes to their own beauty and their own art, they can be very, very critical of it because they want to have the best from themselves. But for everyone else who gets to see a Venus in Capricorn express their artistry, whether it's through their fashion or their style or their art, many people are like, wow, this is amazing, but Venus and Capricorn would be like, well, it needs to be better. They're always striving to be the better. And I will say the fashion sense of Venus and Capricorn is very, very classy, very, very high end. They tend to look very put together and have really, really timeless, high quality pieces or timeless, high quality makeup skills as well. Creatively, Venus and Capricorn will have that classiness that I was speaking about come through their art or through their creativity, through their creations in general. You know, Venus is how we express our leisure time as well. It's just what we love to do. So with Venus in Capricorn, these individuals could love to work. They could love to feel like they're building towards things in their life. It could not be as easy for them to just sit back and do nothing with their free time. Like these are the individuals who have a side hustle, a passion project, a rental unit. Like they have a love for feeling like they're building in life, and it kind of gets them off their back in terms of always critiquing themselves, pushing themselves to do better. So when it comes to free time, it can be hard for Venus and Capricorns to sit back and do nothing, but it is important, Venus and Capricorn, that you give yourself that time. In terms of art, they can want things that will be lauded in the public arena and be very, very defensive of their art, very, very critical of their own art, wanting it to be the best before anyone else sets their eye on it. It can be hard for them to just work on things just for its own sake. Like they're gonna want applause and people to, you know, hype them up and see their craftsmanship and their dedication to being the best. And, you know, Capricorn is earth sign. So I really dislike when people always make Capricorn seem like all work and no play. That's not it at all. I found Capricorns really do have a great sense of humor. They can be, you know, very, very sensual. They are earth signs. So definitely when it comes to fine dining and beautiful clothing, they are very, very grounded to this experience. And that's why they're always pushing themselves to work harder and to be better in order to really afford and invest in all of the sensual delights that they themselves appreciate so very much, because they are firmly rooted to their, you know, to their body and to the physical experience. So when you are dating or getting to know Venus and Capricorn, expect, you know, your own life to elevate, because Venus and Capricorn do not settle. They will not allow you to settle, and expect to really build something very solid with this individual. Like truly, these people are loyal. They're typically very good providers. They typically are people who are very, very realistic about money, about projects, so on and so forth. And you get to be a part of their exquisite taste, because they love, you know, the best of the best art, the best of the best music, the best of the best movies. Like they really have an appreciation for the excellence of the world, and they'll take you along on that journey on a tour of all of the excellence and exquisiteness that life has in store. Financially, these individuals have a great financial taste. They likely will not just spend money willy-nilly. It's answering to Saturn. So there is this always thinking about the future. How can I invest? How can I strategize to make this money work for me? Capricorn is the archetype of the boss, right? So they want to employ their money, that's Venus, to work for them. So with Venus and Capricorn natives, they can be pretty gifted with investing, pretty gifted in saving in order to invest in something that is high quality, that really meets their high standards. Venus and Capricorn natives, typically they don't just make it rain until they've really got it like that. Like with Venus and Capricorn, status and being seen in a certain way is important, but this isn't the placement that's just gonna like roll up in a Rolls Royce if they don't, you know, if they're still sleeping on the floor, like their mattress is on the floor. They don't just do appearances for appearances. They do appearances to really echo their own status and their monetary, you know, ambition. So I've seen Venus and Capricorns where it's like they're still driving a Honda because they're waiting until all of their passive investments can afford their Tesla payments. They think smart with money, and they aren't so concerned with appearances. Like, don't get me wrong, there is a concern with appearances, that they will sacrifice money smarts and wealth building in order for other people to think they have money and that they've got it like that. And with Venus and Capricorn, you know, I've seen it in both, that Venus and Capricorn, they have high standards for lovers. Like they want to date someone who, you know, is as money-minded or wants to build wealth in the same way that they build wealth. Friends, what did you think? Comment below what you think of this placement if you have it yourself, and let me know which Venus sign I should do next. My Instagram handle is at Haley Comet Astrology, same with my TikTok. And until we meet again, drink lots of water and stay cosmic.